Okay, today we're doing 9-9, and this is two-way tables and relative frequency. Okay, so let's talk about a two-way table first. It is a table that displays two categories of data collected from the same source. All right, so let's look at an example. It says, the table below shows the results from a survey where students were asked if they play an instrument and if they do play a sport. Find the sum. There's my question. Find the sum of each row and column. Then answer the questions that follow. Okay, so here we go. So we need to find the sum. So 9 plus 14, that's going to give me 23. 33 plus 19, that's 52. 9 plus 33 is 42. 14 plus 9 is 33. 23 plus 52 is 75. Now we're going to answer the questions. How many students play an instrument? Well, that's the total because both of these, all of these play an instrument. We're reading across here, so that's 23. How many students play an instrument and play a sport? So they have to play an instrument and they have to play a sport. That is 9. We'll do this in different colors. That'll make it easier. 9. Okay, how many students do not play a sport? Do not play a sport. That's going to be the column, do not play a sport. So that's the total there. So that's 33. Okay. How many students play a sport but do not play an instrument? So play a sport but do not play an instrument. Does not play an instrument. Okay, so plays a sport but does not play an instrument. That's 33. Okay. How many total students were surveyed? That's the total that was surveyed, 75. Okay, you're just reading the information from the graph. Now we're constructing, so we have to make these. Okay, Sydney randomly surveyed students at her school and found that 72 students ride the school bus. And 37 of those students, so 72 total ride the school bus. And 37 of those students buy lunch. Okay, so 72 ride the school bus, 37 of those buy lunch. And there are 19 students that do not ride the bus. 19 students that do not ride the bus, but buy lunch. So 19 students that do not ride, but buy lunch. So that's why that 19 goes here. From the cafeteria, 9 students do not ride the bus or buy lunch. Do not ride or buy. So that's 9 here because it fits both criteria. So now we got to fill out the rest of this. Well, in order to figure out this category here, we have to do 72 minus 37 to figure out that, which gives me 35. Okay, so now with this, got to add these up. And this is going to give me 28. And now I can fill out going across the total. 37 plus 19 is going to give me 56. 35 plus 9 is 44. 72 plus 28 is 100. And now that I've filled out my two-way table, now we can answer the questions. Okay, how many students buy their lunch? Well, that means I'm going to look at the buy lunch category. There's 56. Okay, how many students ride the bus but do not buy their lunch? So ride the bus but do not buy their lunch. So that is 35. Okay, how many students do not ride the bus? Do not ride the bus. That's going to be the 28, the total that do not ride the bus. Okay, how many students do not buy their lunch? Do not buy their lunch. That's 44. And how many total students? 100. Okay, moving right along. Now we're going to talk about relative frequency. Okay, so let's define that first. Relative frequency is the values in each category divided by, I don't know why that, divided by total. This is how you find the relative frequency, okay? So you take each category divided by the total. Each category divided by the total number of values. All right, so let's see, what does that mean that I'm going to do? So if I'm looking at, we're going to jump down to number 5, because number 4 depends on number 3, and we didn't do that one, so you'll do that one. So jumping down here to number 5, we have the data below. It's kind of blurry there. Give a second. The data below shows the results of a survey in which a group of high school seniors were asked if they have a part-time job and if they have their driver's license. Complete the second table by finding the relative frequencies. Round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. Okay, so I'm going to do remember, we take each category divided by the total number of values. So I'm going to take 25 divided by 42. The total number of values. No, it's 25 divided by 60. So here we're going to do 25 divided by 60. And when I punch that into the calculator, okay, I do 25 divided by 60. Yes, you get to use a calculator. Notice it's a 0.41 with the 6 repeating. And notice right here, it says to round to the nearest hundredth. So my answer here is going to be 0.42. Okay, here we go. Next one. We have to do this for each category. So we do 17 divided by 60. And yes, you see how I'm writing what I'm dividing inside of here. And we get 0.28 because I come over here, 17 divided by 60 gives me 0.28 with the 3 repeating behind it, and I round to the nearest hundredths. Okay, so now I do 42 divided by 60. Oops, colors. 42 divided by 60, and that gives me 0.7. All right, so going through here, we're finishing this out. So I'm doing 8 divided by 10, which is, if I can, I should just be able to, not 8 divided by 10, 8 divided by 60. 8 divided by 60, and that's going to give me 0.13. And then I have 10 divided by 60, which is 0.17. 18 divided by 60, which is 0.3. Then we have 33 divided by 60, which is 0.55. Then we have 27 divided by 60, which is 0.45. And then last, which is what it should be, 60 divided by 60, which equals 1. All right, here we go. What percent do not have a part-time job? So I'm looking for percent. So if I've got it as a decimal, remember, when it's written as a decimal, to change it to a percent, we move it back twice. Move back twice. Or move back or to the right twice. So we want do not have a part-time job. So no part-time job. So that's this one right here. So that's going to be 45%. What percent have a part-time job but do not have their license? So part-time job but no license. That's going to be 13%. And then if there are 400 seniors, so if there's 400 seniors total, how many would you expect? I'm predicting, so proportion. Predicting proportion. Okay, is what you can think, okay? To have their license and a part-time job. Okay, so we've got license and a part-time job. License and so that's 0.42. So I'm going to have 42 over 100 equals x over 400. And now we solve. All right, so I can see, oh, I multiplied times 4. So I'm going to multiply times 4. So to get x, I'm going to do 42 times 4, which gives me 168. You could also work this by doing 0.42 times 400. Both of those would get you to the correct answer. Okay, you finished the notes and the classwork homework. Have a great day.